You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome to the World Series of Fighting 9 conference call. I will now turn the call over to John Bayruti.
Thank you very much, operator. On behalf of the World Series of Fighting and everyone involved with our big fight card March 29th at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas, I'd like to thank you and welcome you to today's card, the Saturday, March 29th fight card, maybe the very best ever with the WSOF. There are 2 world title fights. The 5-bout card will be aired live on NBC Sports Network at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. At 3:30, there'll be preliminary bouts. They'll be streamed live on the World Series of Fighting's official website, WSOF.com. Tickets are available starting at $39. The first fight on March 29th will be at 2:30 p.m. I'm sorry, doors open at 2:30 p.m. with the first fight at 3:30. On today's call, we have 5 of the 10 fighters that will be appearing on the NBC Sports Network portion of the card, including the 4 fighters that will be fighting in the 2 world title fights. Before we get to them, though, operator, will you give instructions on how to ask questions for the media?
If you would like to ask a question during this call, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad, star 1 on your telephone keypad.
Okay, and before we get to the Q&A with the fighters, I'd like to make some opening comments. The president of the WSOF, Ray Sefo, and the senior executive vice president of the WSOF, Ali Abdelaziz. Ali, I butchered your name again, sorry. Anyway, we'll start with Ray with some opening comments, talk about the card, and then we'll go to Ali for some opening comments, and then we'll get to the fighters. Ray?
Yes. Thank you, John. I'm sure you pretty much covered it, but first and foremost, I want to thank the media for being on this call. It's an amazing card. I think it's the best card that we've put together so far. Again, there's 2 world titles on the line, and I mean the 2 guys, or should I say the 4 guys that we competed with those titles are truly amazing fighters. They've proven themselves time and time again. So I'm super excited about the fights, and of course, Josh Burkman's back in there again against Tyler Stinson. So that's a fight that I don't think will go to distance. I'm pretty sure that those 3 fights that I just mentioned, I don't think any of those fights are going to go to distance. They're all exciting guys. They're well matched together. And Ali's done another amazing job. So, again, thank you to the media and all the fighters that are on this call.
Okay, thank you. Ali, can we get some opening comments from you, please?
Ray, hello, everybody. I just want to thank all the fighters on the call and all this amazing media always supporting us. And, Ray said everything very much. I want to say that's probably the best World Series fighting card we'll put together. I believe this is the best fight card of the month, possible of the year. You don't know what's going to happen every fight. I don't see too many fights going to distance on this card, especially the main card. We don't know what to expect from the main event. Rousimar Palhares and Steve Caro and Marlon and Rettinghouse. One other thing I want to tell the media, from Monday to Saturday next week, there's going to be some announcement made. Probably it's going to change the demographic of MMA. There's going to be some big news we're going to release from Monday to Saturday. It's going to change how the fans are going to view the sport, how the fighters, it's going to change the fighters. It's going to change so much stuff in MMA, and it's going to very separate us. As you know, everybody the UFC is number 1, and we are competing with ourselves every day to be number 1. But it's going to be separation between the UFC and us, and it's going to be everybody else. The way we're going to get looked at. But, I'm done, and I'm thankful for all the media. here today and all the fighters, and you guys can go ahead and ask questions.
Okay, thanks, Ali. On the call with us today, we've got welterweight champion Steve Carl, who will be defending against Rousimar Palhares, and we've got one of the very best 135-pounders in the world, Marlon Moraes, fighting Josh Rettinghouse. They're both on the call. And we've got Tyler Stinson on the call, who will be fighting Josh Burkman. We're hoping Josh gets on this call momentarily. So if you have any questions for those guys or Ray or Ali, please punch in and you can ask your questions immediately. And while we wait for our first question, I'll get some opening comments from Steve and Rousimar, just what your thoughts are going into this fight. Steve, welcome to the call.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're fine.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. This is going to be a really exciting fight, not only for the World Series. This is an amazingly stacked card, and not even as a competitor, but as a fan, I'm ready just to watch this and compete. I can't wait for next weekend. It's going to be a blast.
Okay, great. Rousimar, can we get some opening comments from you and on your thoughts on the fight?
Falar alguma coisa? Fala que eu traduzo. For Rousimar, it's a great opportunity, and he will make a show on Saturday.
Okay, thank you. Second world title fight on the card is Marlon and Josh Rettinghouse. Marlon, can we get some opening comments from you, please?
I want to thank you, Ray, Ali, Abdelaziz, everybody from the World Series, and wish all the fighters safe end of camp, and just say that next week, March 29, I'll give everything I have to make this show the best show that we ever have, and I'm ready, and I'm going to get the belt.
Okay, thank you. Can we get some opening comments now from Josh? Josh, what are your thoughts on fighting Marlon for the WSOF's inaugural Bantamweight Championship?
I'm excited, man. I'm ready to go too, and just here to make sure I get that title instead of Marlon.
Okay, thank you. And before we go to the questions, Tyler, can we get some opening comments from you, please?
Yeah, save the best for last. I'm just real excited to get out there, man, and get back in there. I fought in January and showed Ray and Ali, that I'm capable of fighting, world class fighters, and Burkman is just that. He's not on the conference call right now. I don't know if he's too Hollywood or if he's even just scared to talk to me, but I'm going to go out there and do what I do and knock his lights out.
All right. Great. Thank you. Josh Burkman just got on the call. Josh, welcome to the call. Can we get some opening comments from you, please?
First off, thanks for having me. Better late than never, right? And, we're obviously on the call for World Series of Fighting 9. I'm fighting Tyler Stinson, and I'm just looking forward to our fight and the other fights that are on the card. I'm really excited about this show and the fights that are on it.
Okay, thank you all. Operator, do you have any questions in queue for either Ray, Ali, or the 6 fighters?
Our first question comes from Brian Oswald with BleacherReport.com. Your line is live. Brian, your line is live.
Sorry, I was
Brian,
still on
you
mute.
there?
Thanks, guys, for being on the call and taking our questions. Ali, my first question is for you. When you were talking about the announcements you guys are going to make next week, did you say that you guys are going to be doing, partnering with the UFC to help make you guys the number 2 organization, or did you just say that you guys will be doing something on your own to help make you number 2?
No, we on our own. We have no relationship with the UFC. But what I said we are going to make an announcement. It will probably change the demographic of MMA, and it would change a lot of things in MMA. That's what I said.
Very cool. I don't suppose you can give us any hints, right?
I know you guys are going to be there, and one of the things, you guys been there since day one, and you're always going to get credential, but some of the media, they're not there. They're going to ask for credential, and they might be running out.
Yeah, gotcha. Steve Carl, I had a question for you. You're fighting a very kind of controversial character, and Rousimar Palhares, obviously a great fighter. What are your thoughts on him getting a second chance at World Series of Fighting? Are you excited to fight him? Did you think he deserved another shot after he got cut by the UFC?
Well, he's an amazingly talented fighter, first off. I mean, he definitely deserves to keep fighting. I don't know if giving him a title shot right away was, really deserving. But at the same time, all that controversy that does surround him puts him in a perfect spot to be in a title shot, because there's going to be so many people tuning into this fight. Whereas if he was just fighting a regular fight on the main card, it wouldn't be that big of a buzz. But now that he's back in it for a title shot, the whole world's watching.
Very good. And is Ray on the line or just Ali?
No, I'm here.
Hey, Ray. This is either for you or Ali. A lot of people are talking about Nick Newell, deservedly so. He's one of the most exciting fighters in the sport right now, no matter what organization you're talking about. Are you guys thinking about doing a title shot for him with Justin, or what's the story with the lightweight division, the title picture?
Well, Nick is, he's made a lot of noise about fighting for the title, and I think he does deserve to fight for that title. Ali and I talked about it. There's no 100% confirmation on when that would happen, but without a doubt, Nick Newell is definitely in line for that title shot. And so, listen, the kid has proven himself time and time again. He's an amazing fighter. He's an inspiration, without a doubt. I mean, I can't say whether I would do what he does if I was, if I had an arm. So that being said, the guy's amazing. I mean, he's truly an inspiration, and again, he's proven himself time and time again. And I think it's time for him to definitely step up and give him that opportunity to fight for the title.
So he's in line for the title, but nothing's official 100% yet.
Correct.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, guys. I'll let someone else jump in with a question.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Sean Ashadi with MMM Fighting. Your line is live.
Hi, guys. I appreciate the time. My first question is for Rousimar. Can you kind of describe what the experiences of the past 5 months have been like for you? I mean, switching organizations and really just coming under all this scrutiny.
Antes de ter lutado no UFC e ter ido pro... Okay, for Rousimar Palhares is a great opportunity to fight in WSOF. You have many experience in another organization, but now you are focused in WSOF and get this title shot, get this belt.
Okay. I mean, how did because obviously after that happened, being back to fight week, fighting for a title, it's got to be some level of normalcy, right?
Yeah. Your colleague's a little bit terrible. I have some noise. You can repeat the question.
Okay, I'll just move on. Was there ever a time then, Rousimar, where you worried that, this couldn't be a possible outcome and that you wouldn't be able to, return back to fighting on a relatively big stage?
Oh. Let me move the phone here because I can't understand your question. Can you repeat? Sorry, the call is not so good. Sorry.
All right, I'll hang up and I'll call back.
Our next question is from Heidi Fang with MMM Fight Corner. Your line is live.
Okay, hello. My first question is for Ray or Ali, whoever would prefer to answer it. I just received this press release about Shout TV, and it allows the fans to participate and possibly win a Ducati. I was wondering if you can tell us how this partnership came about and how the fans can participate in it.
Hey, Ray, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Hi. Honestly, our team reached out to Sean, and they came in and we talked, and great people to work with and partner up with. And what it is that you can watch it and vote online and or on from TV and what have you, whoever's viewing. And the reward is amazing. You get to win the Ducati bike, which is if I was able to be in that competition, I'll be voting too. But it's a great partnership, and they're great people to work with, and it all came to our team reaching out, dealing with sponsorship and what have you, and they came on board, and so we're very happy and proud to have them on board.
Great, thank you. And
our next question comes from Hunter Homestack with Bleacher Report. Your line is live.
Hey guys, my question's for Ray. Ray, you got Palhares fighting for the title, and obviously he carries a lot of baggage with him. I'm sure you guys have thought about what if he beats Carl by a heel hook and holds on to it too long? Have you thought about what would happen in that case? Would he be disqualified? Would Carl retain the title? How would you guys move forward from there?
That's a great question. Well, first and foremost, let's hope that doesn't happen. And first of all, Palhares is a great fighter. He's proven that time and time again. A lot of people don't know. Really, when you think about his history, he is known in the sport as the dirty fighter. But when you look at his history, he hasn't permanently hurt anybody in the cage. And then outside of the cage, obviously, I've talked to a few people that know him really well, and the guy's, he's a family man. He's a fisherman at home. I mean, the guy came up with nothing, and like a lot of us did. And so, having this opportunity and understanding, like going back to what we, at first I wasn't that interested, and Ali and I talked about it, and then when Master Henson Gracie, who's a master at jiu-jitsu, did an interview and talked about the heel hooks and how long and how tight you can hold on to that. I mean, if you look at the way the guy was trained, that's how he was trained, because his trainer trained him exactly the same way, because also his trainer part in the UFC. And I can't remember his trainer's name now, but he went for a submission, held on to it. The guy tapped, he let it go, and the guy said he didn't tap. So he had to submit this guy again. And again, if you go back in history again, even further, you look at Hoist Gracie and I think it was Ken Shamrock, where Hoist submitted Ken, and Ken said he wasn't submitted, and so Hoist had to submit him again. You know what I mean? So it's just one of these technical things that only someone like Henzo or someone like Rousimar or anyone that understands the submission game. Listen, I do jiu-jitsu, but my jiu-jitsu is nothing compared to Ali, for example, Henzo Gracie, for example. All the big names, and that even Steve Carl. Steve Carl is an amazing ground guy. He's an amazing jiu-jitsu practitioner as well. So that being said, we haven't really thought about that scenario. But we have talked to Rousimar and his team, and he understands where this opportunity. If the opportunity doesn't, if he messes up again, opportunity might not be there. That being said, the guy's an amazing fighter. He's a family man, and listen, everybody, we're in Nevada. It's called the Second Chance State, and so that being said, he's fighting here for the title, and I think he deserves that opportunity. Steve Carr is an amazing fighter, and I think a lot of people are underestimating Steve Carr. But Steve Carr, without a doubt, is going to come to throw down. He hasn't lost. He's on a 7-8 winning streak. So Steve Carr was on a high, and sometimes when you got the strap around your waist, it makes you even a better fighter. So I'm excited and really looking forward to this tournament.
Excellent. And then beyond that, do you know who's next after this fight? Is it John Fitch? Is it the winner of Burkman and Stinson? Do you know who will be next for the welterweight strap?
We're not making fights right now. We just focus on with WSOF 9. This is, we have 2 title fights, and this is what we doing right now.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Just a reminder, if anyone would like to ask a question, please hit *1 on your telephone keypad, *1, and I'll access your line. We do have a question from Heidi Fang from MMA Fight Corner. Your line is live.
Yes, sorry. Thank you for the time. I think my line has dropped out. I wanted to ask Josh Burkman about the opportunity to get back in there and hoping to rebound from his loss to Steve Carr.
What's up, Heidi?
Hey, Josh.
I'm good. I'm excited to get back in there, and it's like I had my last move. It was tough. We look at some things that I was doing. I didn't have a great performance, and so it made me just go back and look at a lot of things that I was doing, including Fight Week. And I believe that I've fixed a lot of those things. And I think that, I was really comfortable going into the fight with Steve Carr. And I think that the biggest problem that I had with my winning streak is that it made me a little complacent in where I was and what I was doing. And I think that, when you lose, it creates that frustration and that adversity to make you question things and to get better. And I think that that's all that fight did, is it's made me, better at my training, a little more disciplined, and I think that it'll make for, the best performances in my career coming forward, starting with this fight on March 29th.
Thank you. And for Marlon, you're on a 6-fight win streak with 4 of those fights taking place inside the World Series of Fighting Decathon. What does this opportunity mean for you to fight Josh Rettinghouse?
I'm happy with the opportunity, I respect everybody, and they gave him the chance now, and now it's time, just time to go there and do the best, go out there and show what I've been improving, what I've been working, and I can't wait.
And for Josh, how do you feel about fighting Marlon? I mean, you've just had your World Series of Fighting debut, a fight that you won, and I was curious what you see in Marlon and what you think your advantages may be.
Yeah, Marlon's a great fighter. I'm a big fan of his. I honestly didn't expect the opportunity, but of course I'm going to jump all over it. As far as strengths, he's pretty well-rounded. I think we match up well, so I think it's going to be really exciting. You'll just have to tune in, though.
Okay. Thank you for the time.
Our next question comes from Steven Morocco with MMAJunkie.com. Your line is live.
Hey, is Rousimar still on the call?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I have a question. I'm wondering, does Rousimar still feel the same way about the stoppage of his most recent fight against Mike Pierce? Does he still think it was the referee who got in the way and Pierce didn't tap hard enough?
Who's this directed for, Stephen?
Yellow.
It's for Rousimar? Hello?
Stephen, repeat your question.
Okay, so basically I had a question for Rousimar. Does he still feel the same way about the stoppage of his most recent fight against Mike Pierce? Does he still think it was the referee who got in the way and Pierce that didn't tap hard enough?
This question is for Richard. He's a translator. Richard, are you there?
Hello?
Let me just double check.
Stephen, he must have dropped off. Do you have another question? We'll try to get him back on the line.
Okay, give it. And now it's okay. Repeat the question, please.
All right, so does he still feel the same way about the stoppage of his most recent fight against Mike Pierce? Does he still think it was the referee who got in the way and Pierce didn't tap hard enough?
So what he's saying is still that the Simpsons are still thinking that it was the referee. Like I held the submission too long because the referee, didn't come in quick enough or
the problem that happened the last fight.
He's saying he's still basically blaming Pierce for not tapping hard enough, and the referee didn't get there quick enough. That's what he's saying. Is he blaming them for that?
Just know about this problem that happened the last fight. So this problem is not happen again. It's a mistake, and I know I work about that, and it's my fault, but it's not never happen again. So this is the point.
So he has taken some responsibility for what happened.
Not have more this is not. It never will happen again. This is the point.
Okay. And then I have a question for Yushin. Is Yushin on the call?
No, he's not.
He's flying right now.
He's what?
He's in the air.
Okay, got it. I'm sorry. He was on the announcement. I'll get back in queue. Thank you.
Our next question comes from Stephen Juwan with Wrestling Observer. Your line is live.
Thank you, operator. My question is for Steve Carl. We've heard a lot about the vaunted leg locks of Rousimar Palhares and the controversy of them already. So, quite simply, just bottom line it, what is your plan, knowing that he's probably immediately going for your leg in the fight?
Well, quite simply put, if he wants to turn it into a leg lock war, my goal is to keep it a fight, and that's about it.
All right, so you think your standing strikes will keep him from ever getting to the leg?
Oh, no, I didn't say that. But wherever this fight goes, he has the ability to roll the leg locks from wherever, and I need to stay aware of where my legs are in comparison to his body, and I need to keep this a fight, and instead of getting myself deep into a leg lock where I'm no longer able to fight, and instead I'm just trying to defend myself.
All right, well, very good. Thank you for the answer, and I'll let the next person get on the line.
Thanks.
Our next question comes from Sean Ashadi with MMMfighting.com. Your line is live.
All right, I'll try this again, guys. So my question is for Rousimar. My question really was, over the past 5 months, obviously it was a difficult 5 months. Was there ever a time when you really worried that this wouldn't be a potential outcome, that you could still, be fighting for a major organization?
Saying, after the ban, the UFC banned him, was he ever concerned, hey, maybe I'll never fight for a major organization again? Yeah.
So now because Jesus Rousimar is so great to WSOF for this opportunity, and this time when you banned off the UFC, it's not good time for him. But now you know that we have this great opportunity, and you focus on this. The past is the past. Now it's important in the future.
Okay. I guess my question then is for Steve Carl. Given Rousimar's history and this kind of being a reoccurring incident, did that give you concern? Did that give you pause when you were first offered this fight?
It gave me more concern before being offered the fight. When he first signed with the organization, and I think that rattled everybody in the welterweight division a little bit. And John Fitch came out and said, "I don't want to fight him." It'd be very easy for me to say the same thing, but once I had that belt around my waist, I wanted to come off as a champion that would fight anybody. So, given the opportunity to fight him, I took it immediately. And when faced with thinking about being in that position and him not letting go, my stance really is I don't care, because if I'm in that position, I've already lost the fight, and I'm not thinking about that.
Okay. Well, then, so there was some initial hesitation, you say, like when you first signed?
Yeah, the initial hesitation, the initial worries was when he first signed, but once I became champion, my attitude changed, and I'm going to fight anybody to prove that I am the best in World Series of Fighting.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
Our next question comes from Brad Gustafson from Fight Parrot. Your line is live.
Yes, this question is for Ray. Ray, I wanted to ask you, is there any update on the Japanese debut? What's going on with that?
Yes, that's, we're looking at August 2nd for that event. And as we move forward, obviously that's still a ways away. But yeah, that's when we're looking to do that.
Any idea who you'll have headlining that card? I know you're not making fights right now, but do you still plan on having Okami be on that card?
Most definitely Okami will headline that card.
Okay. Also wanted to ask the status on Palhares. Is he in Las Vegas right now?
Yes, he is. Matter of fact, he's in my office right now.
Okay, and can you kind of give us an idea about when he gets the testing with the NSAC and when we can expect the results?
I believe that's it's like 5 days. So it'll be sometime early next week, I believe.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have a lot of media on this call. This is going to serve as like a 2-minute warning. If you want to ask any questions to Ray or Ali or the 6 fighters on this call, please punch in now. Operator, will you give the instructions one more time, please?
If you'd like to ask a question, please hit star 1 on your telephone keypad, star 1 on your telephone keypad. And we have a question from Brian Oswald with BleacherReport.com. Your line is live. Brian, your line is live.
Thank you. My question was kind of along the lines of the last one with the drug testing. That kind of, I guess, came out of the blue or a bit unexpected, at least on our end. Is there any concern over the drug testing? I guess have you talked with Rousimar and gotten everything kind of straightened out?
Let me get this question for you. What happened is, we got the request from the Nevada Athletic Commission, and it was kind of late. It was only like 3 weeks before the fight, and it was no recommendation where to go in Brazil, and we couldn't. Rousimar can now find a place in Brazil. We decided to bring him here and get the test, and we'll get the result the Wednesday before the fight. We wish we have more notice, but I'm not worried about Rousimar not being clean. He was clean for his last fight. I'm very sure he's a clean fighter, but in shove, if anything bad happened, I have a backup for Steve Caro. Steve Caro will fight regardless.
Thank you. And then on a more positive note, I guess, or just talking about the fight itself, with Marlon, he's ranked, by most people as a top 10 bantamweight in MMA. Sherdog has him ranked number 9 or number 10, so he's a very exciting fighter. Can you talk more about Marlon and, how excited you are to have him fighting on this card?
Yes. Listen, I know Marlon even before he fought for World Series of Fighting. I believe Marlon is the best 135 in the world. I believe he can beat anybody in any other organization. The kid is very young. He's grown. He's so talented. He can wrestle. He's got good ground game. He's one of the best strikers in the sport, I believe. And the sky limit for him. On the other hand, Josh Rettinghouse, he fought an Olympic bronze medalist, and he out-wrestled him. And I believe this fight is so competitive, and a lot of people overlooking Josh. I think Marlon is one of the best. I think he's the best in the world, and Josh have an opportunity out there and prove everyone wrong. And I think this fight is going to be the best fight of the night.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from John Navarro with Knockout TV. Your line is live. John, your line is live.
Sorry, I had to unmute my phone. My first question is for Marlon. So, Marlon, I just want to ask, how's the transition, what's it been like for you going from Muay Thai to full cage fighting?
It was hard, you know. On the beginning, I had hard times to find myself inside the cage because it's a different sport, you know. But as I moved to United States, I started training with a lot of guys and different styles of fighters, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu guys. And now I'm training with Frankie Edgar here in New Jersey and Mark Henry and Ricardo Almeida. They're showing me, you know, the ways that you can use inside an MMA fight. And man, I'm feeling really good, you know. I'm training hard. I'm improving every day. And this is what it is, you know. And March 29th, I'll give my best, and Josh will give his best. And I can tell you guys, it's going to be a great fight.
Hey, thanks. My next question is for Ray. I know your primary location is Vegas, but do you plan on having any shows here in California?
Yes, we do. June is actually, we're out in California.
Pardon me?
San Jose, California.
San Jose.
In June, we're actually, in June, we're in San Jose, California.
Okay. And Ray, I'd really like to talk to you off this line. I know I gave my email address to the lady on the line. Please have you or Ali contact me after the call, if you could. Thank you.
Sure. No problem.
I'm good.
We have a question from Sean Al-Shadi from MMAfighting.com. Your line is live.
Hi. I just wanted to briefly revisit something Ali said. We were talking about the Rousimar getting drug tested, and you said if something goes poorly, you have a backup plan. So I was just curious, what would that backup plan be?
Listen, I appreciate your question. I'm trying to stay positive on this call, but what I just said in the interview, I said I wish the Nevada Athletic Commission give me more time, because normally when you have a main event and one fight fell off, luckily I have other 4 welterweight competitor, they're gonna fight, and if anything happens with Rousimar test, and I'm sure he's gonna come clean. I'm almost 100% sure he's gonna come clean. We do have actually gonna save this main event, and I'm gonna have somebody else will fight.
Yes, I mean that seems bizarre to me that they would do such a last-second test. Was that surprising to you?
To be honest with you, I support they test 100%. I think all fighters should be tested, but please give me a head up or a notice, especially when you know the fighters in Brazil, or at least recommend somebody in Brazil for me to go to. And Rousimar was kind enough to get on the plane and to break his camp and finish his camp here. And I know this is going to be difficult and stressful for him too. But we've got to roll the punches. We have an amazing card on Saturday. I'm trying to focus on it, and me and Ray and the whole team, and we're going to have some big announcements. And I'm not going to let this affect us. And it's just going to be the biggest. This is going to be the biggest week of World Series of Fighting since we started, and it's going to be great.
All right. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks.
Our last question comes from Hunter Homosek with Bleacher Report. Your line is live.
Hey, my question's for Steve Carl. Steve, all this said, if they have a backup, if the worst case scenario happens and they have to switch out your opponent at the last second, are you ready for that task? And do you know who the backup is? Are you able to prepare for that on such short notice?
Well, on short notice, you can't really prepare for anything. You just have to be ready for anything, and that's what I am. If it comes down to where Paul Harris can't fight, and Ali has a backup plan for me, then it looks like I'm going to fight the backup plan, no questions asked.
Listen, I'm trying to let me add one thing. Just let you guys know, everybody. When I called Steve Carl to fight Rousimar Palhares, Steve Carl did not hesitate one bit, and I don't want to mention any other names. Some other people hesitated. If Steve Carl is a true champion, he will fight anybody. This is what kind of guy I love to have fight for us. He's a gentleman, and the guy did not hesitate, not one bit. And he said, "I'll fight anybody. Just put him in front of me."
And listen, a lot of people overlook Steve Carl. Steve Carl is not the same guy fought 3 years ago. Steve Carl is a complete mixed martial artist, and he finished fights. And if you fight Steve Carl, you be ready to be finished. And this is what he does. He's been finishing guys left and right for the last, I don't know how many fights.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Before we go to closing comments, we'd like to thank all the media for participating on this call, and definitely the fighters along with Ray and Ali. Just a little housekeeping one more time. This terrific World Series of Fighting 9 event will be taking place a week from Saturday, March 29th at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. Tickets start at $39. They're on sale now at Ticketmaster. Can also be purchased at the Joint Box Office or by phone, 800-745-3000. The top 5 fights, including the 2 world title fights, will be aired on NBC Sports Network at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. A terrific preliminary card will begin at 3:30 on WSOF.com. We hope if you can't be there in person that you'll tune in. Again, thanks to everyone. We're going to now go to some closing comments, and I think we'll start with Tyler and Josh Burkman. So, Tyler, can we get some closing comments from you? And
yeah, absolutely. For all the media guys out there, do your homework a little more, and you'd see that I'm the backup plan, because social media, nothing live on social media. So you call Twitter and everything, I'm the backup plan. If that doesn't work, then the backup plan gets by Josh Burkman still. So either way, I get to beat somebody up on national TV, so I'm happy.
Great, Tyler. Good luck to you. Josh?
Thanks.
I just want to say, thanks to the World Series of Fighting for putting on another awesome show. I'm looking forward to, just getting back in there and, showing off what I've been working on for the last couple of months. So don't forget to tune in on March 29th, World Series of Fighting 9.
Appreciate it. Can we get some closing comments from Marlon, please?
Thank you, all media, to be here. Thank you, World Series of Fighting, for one more opportunity, and see you guys next week.
Thank you. Josh, can we get some closing comments from you? Josh Rettinghouse?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me. Thanks to the World Series of Fighting for the opportunity. I know a lot of guys are looking past me, but I can guarantee a good fight, and I'm going to bring it, so don't miss it.
Fantastic. Thanks. And to the main event, can we get the closing comment from Rousimar, please?
Yes, thanks so much for the opportunity for everybody. I want to say in this moment I changed all my mindset. I have new fighters, and I'm prepared for this fighting, and I will be a great show for everybody.
Okay, thank you. And we'll wrap up the fighters portion of this call with defending WSOF welterweight champ Steve Carl. Steve, can we get some closing thoughts, please?
I'm just super excited for this card, and I'm really honored to be the main event for the biggest WSOF card to date, and I just cannot wait for next weekend. Make sure everybody tunes in.
Okay, thank you. Ali, do you have any closing comments, please?
Yes. I just want to thank everybody, and especially the media, always behind us 100%. And as everybody know, we have a press conference on Thursday, and we're going to do a lot of announcement there. If you can be there, it would be great. First, I didn't see anybody ask a Tyler Stinson question. Tyler Stinson, you got to watch this guy when he fought Strike Force. The guy bring it, and I think him and Josh Burkman, this is two true warriors. They're going to go in the cage on Saturday night, next Saturday, and they're going to really push each other to the limit. And I'm really shocked the media didn't ask the question, but don't sleep on this guy. Secondly, if you really, really love MMA and you like finishes, you like see finishes fight, tune in on March 29 on NBC Sport Network, and you're going to see a lot of finishes and a lot of exciting. Every fighter on this card is exciting, and if you look at all their record, These guys do not go to decision much. They finish fight, and I guarantee you, on this main card, 75% finish rate, it will deliver. Me and Ray put this card on for the fan and for the media to enjoy, and I hope come Saturday night, March 29th, you guys will talk about it for 1 month after this event. Thank you for everybody.
Thanks, Ali. Ray, do you want to wrap things up for us, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Just before we go, I just want to touch also on everybody knows what Otani brings to the table. He's an amazing fighter. He's an accomplished mixed martial artist. But not many people know too much about Philippe Lazar. Philippe Lazar he comes from a wrestling. He's been wrestling since he was a kid. Comes from a ground wrestling background, grappling and kickboxing. So he's won 8 of his 5. His record is 12-4. 8 of those were submissions, and 3 of those were KOs. And so, just to give you guys some sort of background on him. But like Ali said, when you look at this card, it's an amazing card. It's probably it is the best versus Otani card to date. And Steve Carl and Rousimar Palhares, as a main event, it's going to be an amazing show. Marlon Moraes, Josh Rettinghouse, shocked me when he fought in Miami. Hadn't seen Josh fight. I mean, I've seen a little bit of Josh, but when I saw him fight against Wheeler, who's Olympic medalist, he proved that not only that he was tough, that his ground game was good, and constantly looking for, even when he got taken down, he was constantly looking for submission. So, Marlon Moraes, wow, what can you say about that kid other than that he's looking amazing, and he, that fight's going to be a tough fight to watch. But like Ali said, I don't see any of these fights going the distance from opening bout to the actual main event. And so we have an amazing premium card as well. So tune in, NBC Sports Network. And again, thank you so much to the media for all the love and support. We continue to challenge ourselves. That's our biggest challenge. And thank you again, and have a good day, everybody.
Okay. Once again, on behalf of World Series of Fighting, thanks to all the fighters, Ray, Ali, the media, for your continued support. We appreciate it, and we look forward to your stories and seeing you on Saturday, March 29th. Thanks again, everyone, and thanks to Maggie and Debbie from the conference group. Have a good afternoon. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah! You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.